Another really cool thing that we can do with interfaces is we can define them as type for function. So for example, let me scroll up more. I'm going to define an interface. So I'm going to say interface, and I'm going to say this interface name is going to be calculate, right? So the calculate, and then open and close curly braces. And what I want to do here is I want to take two numbers. So I'm going to say I'm going to take one number here, or number 1. That's going to be a number. And let's say number 2, that's also going to be a number. And then I'm going to say the return type is going to be let's not do void, let's do a number. So it's going to return a number, and it's also going to take two numbers. So you can see that I defined this interface. So I use the interface keyword, and then I give the name of the interface, which is calculate. So that's going to be the name of the function, or the name of the interface. And then inside of it, you can see that I'm just going straight for the parameters. So I'm saying it's going to take two parameters, two numbers, and it's going to return a number. So now I can come down and then say let, for example, cal, and then give it the type of calculate. So calculate is going to be the type. And then I can say cal, now give the implementation of the function. Remember, it's going to take two parameters, and then let's use the arrow function this time. So arrow function, and here we're going to say return a plus b, for example, and we need to pass those parameters in there. And let's also pass these parameters. So that's going to be a number, and then b, also a number. And by the way, we don't need to have the same name, as long as you have one first parameter, which is a number, and the second one, which is a number. So as long as the types are the same, then you should be fine. So you can see now I'm using the calculate here as a type for the cal, which is really just a function, and we're using an interface to determine that. You can do the same thing with the type keyword, but I'm just showing you another feature that you have when you're using interface. And of course, I can come down here and call this function like I would call any other function. So I can pass in two values, and just so we can see something on the screen, let's just console log that as well. And pass in cal, and let's go ahead and run this file. You can see that we get the 15 at the bottom. So you can use interfaces as type for function, not just object, because in the end, a function is really an object in TypeScript or in JavaScript, and that's why this is possible. So you can use an interface to define the type of a function.